Hello learners, welcome back to my channel. I am Karishma Attar and today marks the beginning of something huge that will completely transform your IGCSE Global Perspective results. In this video, one of my comprehensive series, how IGCSE Global Perspective responses are marked by Cambridge examiners. And I am going to show you the exact marking process that Cambridge uses to award levels and marks on paper 1. So after watching this first video in my series, you will understand the level-based marking system, how Cambridge examiners uses level 1 to 4 to award marks instead of simple right and wrong answers. 3. The two-part marking process, why some questions have separate marking criteria for analysis and evaluation. 4. Mark distribution across paper 1. Where are the easy marks and where students typically lose marks in a 60-mark written paper. By understanding this system, students typically improve their paper 1, that is written exam score, by 10 to 15 marks. That is approximately 1 grade jump. That is, if you are at a C, you will jump to B. If you are at a B, you will jump to A or an A star. Over the next 12 videos, I'm going to break down every single question type. Question 1A and B, getting those quick accuracy marks. Question 1C, that is perspective explanation using sources. Question 1D, that is significance argument using multiple sources. Question 2A, research evaluation skills. Question 2B, methodology and testing claims. Question 3, the two-part marking for argument comparison. Question 4, the three-strand recommendation question, plus a full breakdown of individual report and team project marking. Each video will show you real student examples, actual Cambridge marking, and the exact techniques that work. So you should consider subscribing this channel now if you would want to be notified about these videos. Now let me tell you about Marcus. He was a bright year 10 student who came to me last September, completely frustrated with global perspective. Marcus said, I don't understand this subject. In biology, if I write the right answer, I get the marks. In maths, if my calculations are correct, I get full marks. But in global perspective, I write long, detailed answers and I still get low marks. What am I doing wrong? Sounds familiar? Marcus was making the same mistake that 80% of IGCSE Global Perspective students make. He was treating it like a content subject instead of a skill subject. And here's what changed everything for Marcus. So what I did was, I showed Marcus the actual Cambridge marking guidance that examiners use. And suddenly, everything clicked for him. So you see, Cambridge doesn't mark global perspective answers as simply right or wrong. Instead, they use what's called a level-based marking system, or you can also call it as a rubric-based marking system. So let me show you exactly what this means using a real example from question 1D. So the question said that using source 1 and 2, identify the most significant cause of hunger that governments should address. And here's what Marcus wrote in September's exam. He wrote, I think poverty is the most significant cause because poor people can't buy food. The sources mention poverty, so government should give money to poor people. The result, he ended up getting 2 marks. Now here's what Marcus wrote in his final exam after understanding the level system. He wrote, food waste emerges as the most significant cause requiring government interventions. Source 1 indicates that 1/3 of food produced globally is wasted, while source 2 demonstrates how government policies in France reduced food wastage by 20% through legislation targeting supermarkets. Unlike poverty, which requires long-term economic restructuring, food waste offers immediate measurable solutions through regulatory frameworks that governments can directly control, making it the most strategically significant cause to address. The result was 8 out of 8 marks in our test series. Now, understand the level system. So what made the difference? Marcus learned that Cambridge uses 4 distinct levels of markings for most questions. So level 1 is 1 or 2 marks. You get these marks if your answers are basic statements, limited uses of source. Level 2 is 3 to 4 marks, some explanation, partial use of sources. Level 3 is 5 to 6 marks, that is clear explanation, good use of sources. And level 4, 7 to 8 marks, that is detailed analysis, excellent source integration. But here's the secret Marcus discovered. Different questions test different skills. Question 3, for example, has 2 separate marking grids, one for analysis and one for evaluation. You can get level 4 in analysis, but level 2 in evaluation, giving you a completely different marks combination. And that is why understanding marking system is so powerful. You know exactly what skills each question is testing. The 2-part marking secret. And here's something most students never realize. Question 3 and 4 use the split marking criteria. For question 3, which argument is more convincing? That is what examiners are asking you. You get marks for analysis, that is how well you compare arguments using source materials. You get marks for evaluation, that is how well you evaluate reasoning, evidence, and language. For question 4, the recommendation question, there are 3 separate marking strands: evidence and reasons to support arguments, development of line of reasoning, judgment about perspectives and actions. Marcus learned to tackle each marking strand separately, which is why his marks improved so dramatically. Now, by understanding this level-based marking system and the split marking criteria, Marcus's paper 1 score jumped from 34 out of 60 in his September exams to 56 out of 60 in the test series which he appeared for, and are similar marks in his final exams. So that's a 22 mark improvement, that is around 1 grade or more improvement according to the thresholds. The difference between grade 4 and grade 8. Marcus wasn't suddenly smarter. He just learned to give examiners exactly what they were trained to look for at each level. And the best part was, Marcus said, once I understood D levels, global perspective became my easiest subject because I knew exactly what to write for each question type. And it's a skill that I need not invest more time in learning, rather I can keep on practicing and polish the skill. If you want to master the Cambridge marking system like Marcus did, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Next week, I'm releasing video 2, where I'll show you the exact marking process for question 1A and 1B, including the one mistake that cost student easy marks and how to spot generalizations that examiners are looking for. Comment below which paper 1 question do you find most challenging. Question 1, 2, 3 or 4. And you can also comment which specific question you want me to support with. Don't spend another term guessing what examiners want. See you in the next video.